Hey, everybody, give me a minute here. I'm just getting set up. I'll be back before it starts. Here's some music to get you. Hold on. There it goes. Boom. Would have been way better if it just like went right into it. CPI is being well perceived, which is good. It's like they just wanted it over. That's pretty much what you want to see more than anything. Let's just go to see where you're at and go here and go NQ and see what we got here. NQ. See what we got here. Do we want to get involved with that? We could. I don't know. We want to. I don't know we want to just yet. Let's go through it. Let's take a look and see what we got. Let's see what we got. Show me what you got. And then we can go from there. So apparently I say that a lot. Let's get to this data and we'll get into it. Let's go to this site because I can share this site. I really don't get. Hold on, what do you got for me, brother? Cool. Yeah, you're in line. So let's just do it. We'll just flip to the site super quick. Sorry for saying so. Okay, so my head's cut off and none of you said anything. You just mocked me. Said nothing, just laughed. Look at him again, using those internets. All right. Okay, can you go higher? That's it. Why is everything off then? It doesn't make any sense. That's as high as we'll go. The camera must have dropped. Well, I'm not going to do this all day. That's just weird. Can I back up and that does it? All right, well, you get the head cut off. I don't know what to tell you. I can't do anything about it right now. It's too much. You're going to go. I think you're going to go here. Let's take a look here. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Yeah, I think you're going to go here. We'll see. At least get to the top of this, but we'll see what happens here. Let's get started. All right. 0.2, 28, 0.2, 23, 24. So you had really good data. And on top of the really good data, you didn't have any outliers, which is kind of crazy. It makes me wonder how weak CPI really is. If you're going to get this kind of data right now. Like, if you're going to get that kind of data right now, how weak is the real data? So, like, you know what I'm saying? Because you obviously are ramping up ahead of this. Like, the spending and everything's obviously ramping up. There we go. So how much is that going to change things? You know, and I don't have an answer to that, but it's definitely there for sure. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, they're going to run it. So, you know what I can't get out of my head is this. And I was thinking about this a lot. He's going over to UAE, and I don't understand this at all. Like, I don't understand why this isn't flying on that news. Like, he's going over there to get things done and to tell them that they can have more chips. I have no idea why my head's here. Like, it's so frustrating. But I'm shocked that this thing's not ripping on this news. Like, this thing should be exploding. So I'm really kind of surprised by that, but we'll see. I'm not really sure why it wouldn't just explode to the upside here, but let's get to this stuff and we'll go from there. And I still feel like standing. So you know what we'll start with today? We're going to go here and let's just start with the NQ, for example. I personally think you're back to highs by October. I know people don't agree with me, and that's okay. Sometimes people are wrong. I've been wrong before. I'm not wrong now. But you really just want to watch this key level because there's your neckline coming straight across. Like, you really don't have a level that's in your life that's more important than that today. Like, you just don't. Like, that's pretty much it. Now, if we drop this down to the 5, and you can see all the control bars there, like bonk, like they're all major control bars that are in that area over and over and over again. This is where we started to get liberation. This is when we got fully liberated right there. So that was full of, so God, I'm funny. All right, so let's drop this here. I would drop it like that. I think that's a better representation. I'm starting to think about using more of these so people can see the actual point that I have that I am interested in. And then when I get above, what I can do is then go from there. And let's go to the hourly and stop playing games with it. Start diving into this because there it is, right? We all see that. But see that right there? You can see here's where you broke and tested that. Bonk, bonk, tried to break over, couldn't break, tries, couldn't break. And then you'd have to think this up here, which really ties like directly into that. But is it really this? And I'm going to say, yeah, I think it is. I think that's way more important because you see the battle there, flips, retests that level, rejection, 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 rejection. I think that's more important. So then when we drop it like it's hot back to a 5, the kids still say that, right? Drop it like it's hot. I think that they're your real big hurdles today. So we'll say I am long the NASDAQ here. That's how I would look at that for the NQ. We can do it on the Qs too. But the real big one for the Qs to me is going to be here. But it seems to me that they're like, okay, let's get rid of that data. And then after we got rid of that data, now we're going to go higher, which really seems to be what it's doing. So maybe that right there would be of all the levels, because that's where you open, hit, battleground. You could drop it there too. I don't know that I really care about that pre-market level. That post-market level is going to be huge, obviously. And I think that you want to come over here and then look and see if we can find that same area. But I think it's just easier to just note that it's right there, right? Like really that high, which takes us back there, which is really what you want. So, and then mark off. You're so far away. I don't think you have to worry about that today, right? But it's good to know it's there. Yeah, that's pretty much, you can get there today. I do. I think you can get there today. I also think that you have to mark off probably the first 5 minutes here and the first 5 minutes here. I don't think that's the worst idea in the world. I don't know if that's the bad idea either. I'm going to go take a look at the ES. Pretty much the same, right? But I don't know that you're going to get above this that fast. I think they're going to focus on tech today by the way that this stuff's moving. They really seem to want to be buying tech, that's for sure. And I'm not sure that that's as important as this. That gap on that 3 p.m. It's kind of crazy you never backfilled and tested this. I don't think that you would today, but maybe you would. I really think they're going to buy the heck out of chips. I really don't understand why they didn't fly yesterday on that UAE news, because that's the first thing. You have to listen to the language of what these guys are saying. Like it's super obvious what they're saying to me. Like, I guess because I've done this so long, but the whole open up your markets to China talk, that's them allowing NVIDIA chips in, which is what they're going to do eventually, I think. And he's going to talk about the US and we don't care who has what. We're better, we're stronger, all that stuff. Like it doesn't matter what tools they have. It's all about innovation. That's where I think it's going. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's why he's doing what he's doing with the UAE. But he also wants stronger ties with that. Did that really happen? It looks like it did. And you can't get out of your own way. So that's going to be a pickle. Yeah, that's not great. That's real. We'll have to watch that today. It's a long climb, man. I don't think it's going to be a sell the news event. So names are certainly moving, but let's get to it. Give me 1 sec here.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
All right. And let's go take a look at the ES. bunch of other names that I should really go over, but I think I'm going to take questions today because I didn't do a lot of it yesterday, and see what names you guys are looking at out there. One name that just is getting the living crap bought out of it right now is just PLTR. And now it's starting to come right back down on a bunch of this stuff. So we're already starting to come in a little bit here. See what happens here. I don't think you should have reversed like this. I wonder if they're going to whack it down just for retail like they did yesterday, and then they run it back up. So let's see what they do here. I really like the PLTR. I don't know why it's doing this today, but you had a lot of buying this morning. Earnings, I'll get asked a lot about. We should do those because I will get asked about that. And today is Tuesday AM, so we'll do that. JD, I didn't read this one yet, so I wouldn't be the best to talk about it. If I take a look at SE, I don't get it. Maybe it's the fact that it's over that they're so excited about it, but I really don't get that one to save my life. Not even close. It's kind of crazy how this thing moved, but it's definitely one that I want to own, but you got some issues there. You know, I don't know why it moved the way that it did. Maybe people were short it, but I didn't think it was that great. It's definitely on my list of names that I'm watching today, but I don't know. I don't know that you'd have to, you know, it doesn't seem to me that I have to rush into this. You know, I'm going to drop this so people can start seeing the actual levels that I'm looking at instead of just dropping the line. I think it's cleaner. But you can see that little doji just sitting right there. And obviously this was your breakout. And from that breakout, you never really closed emphatically over that. So they'd definitely be a couple areas that I'd watch. I don't know that you're going to get back to the main breakout bar or not. You never know how the stuff goes off the open. But they would be the key levels that I would watch, and then watch how that ties in there as well. I think that's super important. But I do like the name. I just don't know that you're going to, you know, lift on that. Kind of interesting to say, but we'll go from there on it. Let me just see something here. Yep. And here we go. It's just a crazy thing that it's not trading up more on that news. I keep going through the news, like rereading it. Like, what am I missing? I don't think I'm missing anything. I don't know. Maybe I am. Wouldn't be the first time I understand something. Won't be the last. ON said, what tariffs? We don't care about no stinking tariffs. Really good quarter here. What would I be looking for? Just the top of that wick. And I would definitely be focused on the top of that wick and going from there. That's what I would focus on. If I can stay above that, that's huge. This was a really good call. You guys will probably ask about that. This was like a fan favorite. It's not doing great. I'm not sure why. You know, it's kind of interesting. Earnings is always so fascinating to me because like this was really good and it's down. I'm not sure this stays down, but tonight, anybody? I don't know. They don't even have revenue. I don't know how excited I'm supposed to get about the company that doesn't have revenue. It's going to talk about someday we might have revenue, but you know, it's there. We should probably talk about coin too. You guys will ask about that. Arch, I kind of like this company a lot. I really like those little helicopter things that are going to like zoom us all around, Jetson style. I think they're pretty cool. Hertz, the people that are selling it don't understand the story, which it just means more for me. You don't care that they missed on revenues. Like that's not why you own this thing, like at all. So hopefully they smack it down hard so that I can buy more. Interesting what they're doing this morning. So I wonder if they're going to just try and take it down again to get people in. But I really like Hertz. I like the story. I would not bet against Ackman with a 20% position. I just wouldn't do it. So I'm really curious what his take's going to be on it. He'll have some statement later today. I don't know why this is down. Well, I mean, I know that they missed on the rev front, but this is all about like future. So I don't know what people were expecting. Maybe they're expecting something to come out of T-Mobile. I don't know, but like they missed by a lot. These names tend to sell off early and then they tend to rally. So we'll have to watch that one pretty closely today. I'm sure you guys are going to ask about these, so I figured I'd just knock them out of the park first, and then we'll get into it. And let's get a good old banner going. We haven't done a banner in a while. Do that. If you're on the wait list to get in the community, look for a letter in the next 2 weeks. CPI was in line. Coin got added to the S&P 500. We should go over that. SC up on earnings. I don't really get it. And the big news is US going to sell more chips to UAE. And I really don't understand why you're not getting more play there on that. People are like, well, NVIDIA is up $2. I don't think they understand the amount of money that they're going to make off of that. I just don't think people are getting that. But maybe I'm wrong. What do I know? A lot of wicks down there, right? If you get that over 90, I think it'll go. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see what you do. What are you going to do, tough guy? What are you going to do? You're going to do it. I think you're going to do it. I think you're going to do it right here. Let's see what you're going to do. You're going to do it. See how tight it is?
Order partially filled.
When in doubt, just buy more. It's fun. All right. Let's see what you do. That's going to go. You're welcome. I just bought your coffee. I can't tell you that, but I'm telling you that. I don't know why anybody would even consider selling it. Like, you're going to have an increase. Like, their guidance will increase next quarter based upon just UAE alone. All right, let's get to questions before I sit here and stare at every single tick of this thing. This is why I compartmentalize my trades. What's up, John? Let's do bros. TYLF. I don't even know what that is. TYLF. I have no idea what that is, dude. I don't know where you're going with that. TYIF? Tax funds? I have no idea where you're going with this. Bros. I love a good cup of coffee. They have the best coffee in Miami. Like, it's crazy how good it is. Although lately I've just been making my own again. Oh, we don't have ambiance. I think we're okay with that today. We don't have much time left. Yeah, I mean, I think companies like this benefit greatly from tariffs, like not having tariffs, right? So I think they benefit greatly from that. And we'll see how that goes. This would bother me, John. Sometimes it takes me a minute to like just shut up and stare at a chart and say it. That would bother me. See that wick? And you see here how you tried to rally, like you gapped up and then you reversed on that bar, hitting into that. See all that volume, like right in there on that day. That would bother me. I'd want to be above that before I do anything of consequence, of any real money. I'd want to be above that. NVIDIA new pre-market high. I don't understand why this went down, but it's following this stupid pattern of sell down the first day and rally the second. I think there's better ideas, but if the consumer gets stronger, they're going to run that. Yeah, they're definitely going to run that. There's no doubt about it. I think the software space is really the cat's pajamas. I would look at anything that looks like that right now, that has this head, left shoulder, right shoulder. And this right shoulder super developed over the left shoulder. The more developed this right shoulder is, the stronger the move. So I would definitely be looking at this and paying attention to it, hands down. I like that a lot. Anything like this that's in that space. I think software looks fantastic. So I really do. I like the software space a lot. I don't view that. What's the moat? How does this have a moat? Anyone can start a healthcare company. I don't understand the moat. It sounds like just that's not. I don't understand like what. How is that a moat? I could switch healthcare companies in 2 seconds. So I don't really view that as a moat. Not even close to what a moat like. Moat, they have something that I have to have. I can't have Cigna. I can't have Humana. I can't find another company that does what they do. See, this whole space had this huge umbrella around it based upon what happened here back in 12, right? It was like 12 when Obama did that with healthcare. And that's when this stuff all took off. That was the moat. That whole moat's being dismantled. If you're thinking that there's a moat, but it was a healthcare moat, that whole moat of healthcare is going to be dismantled. The entire thing is going to be dismantled over time. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious that's where this is all going. I think it is anyway, but I don't see a moat. I see a company that's got a lot of issues that just is on its third CEO in what? 12 months. Now, one was brutally slain, but the other one just quit. This new one saying we're not going to give guidance for 12 months. You're talking about a moat of what? What's in the moat? It sounds more like the pit of despair than a moat. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Give me a second here. I'm talking to myself. Old man screams at clouds. Right. All right. Yeah, I'm not in your moat camp, man. It's very different. It's so much different than that. It's not even funny. And I don't know what's going on with Crowd. He told everybody to go. It's interesting you bring Crowd up. He told everybody to go home, and he just transferred all his voting shares to other people into unknown trusts, which is probably really his family. But I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole right now. There's better companies out there. Yeah, I think that's you should want to watch those auctions today. Well, what I think's happening here with solar, and why I think solar is super interesting now, not only the cost of solar and the tariffs and how they benefit from that, but I really think that if you go through the whole power scenario, every company is going to need more power. Like every single company is going to need more power, right? So if they all need more power, like let's say they all need more, like every power source is going to go higher. Like I was trying to figure out why NRG did what it did, and really why it's doing what it's doing is because of an acquisition. It's not because of anything else. So I thought that was really interesting. I read a fascinating article on power generation this weekend. I know it sounds boring, but it was really cool. Like we're at 5 or 6x where we were a year ago on power. So I think no matter what that power is, whether it's, gerbils, hamsters on a wheel, or soft, whatever it is that's going to generate it, wind power, or solar power, like we need all of the powers. So I think they're all going higher. I think the one that has the most upside is nuclear. I don't think it's even close, but I do think solar is going to get a bid eventually. I just don't know which names. Like I know the one that everyone keeps talking about is First Solar. I don't know why you're up today. I would want to know why I'm up on that. Was there news or something? I don't know. Are they all up that way? No. So I'd want to know why that's up. I know that's the one that everyone always points to versus like SEDG and some of these other guys, but I don't know enough. I know enough to be dangerous with the space. That's it. I know that when I go look at analysts whose opinions I value, this is the one that they're always talking about. They're always talking about this one. So 9 o'clock. All right, let's go. But you need more. You need someone that's a super expert in UNH to explain to me why I need to own that. I just think it's the easiest short in the world, quite frankly. Good morning from Chicago. Good morning from Miami. Yeah, I think you're okay. I think that I think people are going to be trepidatious, which is awesome. That's what you want. I can always tell by the comments when people are yelling at me. I don't know what's in this one. I don't know if this is the one. Stephen would know better than me. This is the one I always look at. I don't know the difference between the two. I could look into it, but I don't know why I'd buy that one over. Not interesting. Someone short the living bejesus out of it. Okay. Maybe they're long the names. That's interesting, isn't it? I go, you all right? Do you have a short thing there? No. No. Super interesting. I look at this one. I like stuff like this when you're set up like this. You have these undercuts here, and then the rally, and then the higher high. Like these are super interesting to me. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. What's up, Julian? I can't go through all those. I'll try to go through them all. I can tell you that I own every single one of those except OKLL. I just can't wrap my mind and my noodle, and it's my mistake, but I can't wrap my noodle around owning a company that just doesn't make any money, that like someday may do something. And I get it, but how do I evaluate that from $6 to $60? It's like, I just can't do that. I'm going from New York. I'm going from Miami. I'm going to be up there in like a month, I think. Uh, yeah, I think you're better off with that too. Like, I'd love to see stuff like that. Like, have the run up, have the inside day, flip the inside day, and then push. I would love to see stuff like that. I don't know that we're going to. I would imagine they're going to be a disaster. I'm also going to imagine that no one's going to care. Like, I don't think anyone's going to care about Tesla's numbers. Their numbers are their numbers now. No one really cares. Like, that's where my head's going to be with it. Like, no one's truly going to care about those numbers. What I would focus on is just like, where were you the day before? Where are you now? Like, personally, I think you're back to highs within 18 months to 2 years is where my head is with this. And people are going to be not understand why, but super interesting range right there. I don't think you have to think more about it than that. You could probably view the previous close like right in there, but they're your levels. Super easy trade today. Trading range, I should say, to look at today. But I personally don't think, my personal opinion is I don't think you need to really sweat that if you're looking longer term. I don't really, if that's what it's about. Yeah, I think the ZIM is grossly undervalued, and I don't think people fully get this yet. I think they're going to get it. They got it a little bit yesterday. It's 19th earnings, yeah. I think people are going to get it eventually, but it was pretty telling something was coming. The fact that this thing couldn't break down, and people talking about what's going on there. I watch this level, but this is something I think the best way to play this thing candidly is just forget that you own it and collect the darn dividends. You'd have $48 in dividends since then. It's like nuts, man. CRWV, again, super interesting idea. And I really think on the earnings front, like, man, it was just such an easy thing when it flips. Like, once you flip, like right in here and closed over, like that's it. You just buy and then you just leave it there. And there's nothing to do with it. Now you're going to go into your first earnings quarter. Like, usually your first earnings quarter is like a blowout because you saved it all up to make it look shiny. And that's Monday. What time is it? I'm going to have to jump here, guys. Sorry. No. You're welcome, Rich. Rich is in Texas. We're in Texas. Yeah, well, Boeing's got to that point now where you have the backing of the administration, and now with China saying we're going to buy Boeing planes, it's a big deal. I mean, that goes back far, right? I mean, that goes back really far if you look at that level. So yeah, I think you're there. I do. I think you're there. And the dollar is huge. But you see this, like that megaphone. I think you could be set up here. See this? See the negative or the positive divergence? I mean, like, it's like there's certain things about this that long term are like now perfect. And you still have huge institutional support that wants nothing to do with it. But China doing that's absolutely, absolutely big. Agreed. I'm going to get through this first. Any of those things, John, net, any of these names like that, I would be looking at any of them. I really believe that. Like, a lot of these things just look like absolute utter monsters. Net, TTD, Snow, like any of these things are probably going to keep lifting. CRM, Oracle, like that whole space. That whole space is just going to be on fire now. So SE, I think it looks good. Yeah, isn't that, it's so interesting. Like you're gonna take like these little, these little puddle jumpers to the airport and stuff. So I think it's super cool. Oh, well, there you go. This one now, I'm drinking this Black Rifle. What's this one called? Just Black. They have one called like Sniper Smooth. They have a bunch of them. The one I just had that was just awesome. One was called Hula Daddy out of Kona Coffee. It was expensive, but it was really good. There you go. What's up, Steven? Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I know I'm right. I just don't understand like why people aren't getting it. I just think people are so sick of being batted around that they don't want to take the risk. I don't know if it's going to be the cars that do it. I don't know what he's going to do there, Greg. I have no idea, man. What do you think they do there? Like what do they really do? Does he try to do that for like, those guys would love that. All those guys, Munchin, that whole crew, like they'd be foaming at the mouth to privatize this. Are you kidding? And he is the privatization king. So like, I mean, you go from November, you were at $1. So the day he got in, it just jumped. But the crazy thing was you could have just bought it the day. Like it wasn't going to go anywhere if Kamala got in. Like it really didn't matter. And then he just sat with the darn thing. But man, what a monster. Yeah, I think they might do something like that. I really do. HHH. I don't know. He's got a lot on his plate there. I'm really interested in the Hertz trade. I think that's going to be a big one for him. Grab. I don't know anything about this name. What is this? What's going on there? I don't know anything about it. I have no position in this. All right, I got to jump super late. Trade to win today, guys. Make good choices.